I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about using a red dot sight on your pistol in just a few minutes. But first, before we do that, we have a super secret giveaway going on. It's happening right now. It's absolutely free. Just click the link in the description below to figure out what it is you could win. Let's talk about red dot sights. I just came back from a red dot sight class with Dave Spalding. Dave is the founder of a company called Handgun Combatives. Dave and Bucky Buchanan put together a red dot sight training program that is second to none. And the truth about red dot sights on your pistol is it doesn't have to be complicated. They work fine, and you shouldn't be worried about putting the red dot sight in your pistol and not being able to hit your target. The first thing that we want to do is make sure that your sight is zeroed. So slowly but surely make sure that your sight is zeroed and test that zero on the range. Make sure that where that red dot is pointing, that's where your bullet is impacting. That's the first thing you want to do with your red dot sight on your pistol. And once it's zeroed, you can have confidence that where that red dot appears is where the bullet is going to impact. So if you miss, that's probably something you're doing with your trigger finger, not something that's happened with your sights. So don't blame the red dot sight. Now, as Dave explained it to us, what we're talking about to get a round on target, the first and most important thing that you need to do is focus on the essential elements of good marksmanship. That is a good solid draw, a good grip on the pistol, and then pointing the muzzle. Think about this for a minute. You point the muzzle at the target, not the sights. The sights are just there to make sure that you know that your muzzle is pointed on target. So using your biomechanics, you bring that draw up, you come out to the target, and you're pointing your muzzle at the target, and then your sights confirm alignment. And we've zeroed that red dot sight, so that's going to confirm your alignment. And you want to point the muzzle at the target. Don't point the sights at the target, point the muzzle at the target. Get your gun between you and the bad guy and get that muzzle on target. Make sure that you operate the trigger without adding any undue movement to the sights, whether it's a red dot sight or whether it's iron sights. You want to make sure that you're operating that trigger smoothly and efficiently so you're not pulling the sights off target while you're shooting. The red dot sight is there to make it easier for you to see that your muzzle is aligned on target. The one thing people run into trouble with a lot, and they have all sorts of questions. I'm going to close the action here. You see that we're open, we're safe. They run into all sorts of questions on the red dot sight is, what happens when I come up on target and I can't find the red dot? Well, typically it's not really far outside the scope of your window right here. So if you just put equal and firm pressure around the grip of that gun, and you've got a decent grip, that dot moves right to the center, comes right back to where you need it. The dot appears, and what I really want you to do is pay attention to where that dot comes from, because that shows you where you have messed up, typically on your grip. And when you squeeze the grip, and if the dot comes in from the top, you just didn't have a good, firm, solid grip, and you stabilize that shooting platform, the dot moves to the center of the window and you're ready to engage that target. One more thing you need to know. These are parallax-free sights. These micro red dot sights for pistols are parallax-free. So as you come out of your holster, you get your good grip, you get your good presentation, you're out there on the target. No matter where the dot appears in the window here, that's where the round is going to go. So if the dot's way up in the left corner, just put the dot on the target and squeeze the trigger, you're going to hit the target. Where the dot is where the bullet is going to go. And again, to bring that dot back to the center, just apply uniform pressure firmly to that grip, and it lines everything up. The dot's not going to be really far off to the side unless you're way out of whack with your grip or something like that. But if you're even close and you've got a decent grip, when you apply that extra pressure, it just brings the dot right to the center. Now at this class, just about every student had what I would refer to as an aha moment. Lots of folks were drawing their guns, getting them up on target, and kind of looking around for that red dot in the center of the glass. And if you're moving your head too much or you're moving the gun too much, you're going to see it go across like a comet or a meteor or something like that. So you don't need to move that much. And just adding the extra pressure pulls it right into place. So as you do that, truthfully, what I learned in the class was that using the red dot sight encouraged me to use the essential shooting elements, the essential marksmanship elements of good grip, good body alignment, good muzzle alignment on target, and then great trigger finger control, because I could see the dot moving more than I could see the front sight moving because the dot's just easier to see. And then operating that trigger independently of the firm grip, it's difficult to learn. You need a lot of practice to do that, but operating that trigger independently helps you keep those rounds on target. You have way more problems with this than you do with the red dot sight. The red dot sight, once it's zeroed, the rounds are going where the muzzle is pointed. This, your trigger finger and your grip, is what's pushing your rounds off target. So once you can operate the trigger finger without moving the muzzle, you're gonna make hits every single time. Before you go, you just missed one of our best videos that got over 500,000 views. Click right here to watch it now.